So, man, famous now, man. You might
Tape delay?
You might get.
Sports Talk Live for the culture. How y'all doing today, fellas?
What's going on?
Brother?
What's happening?
Definitely. We're here for another session. We were on hiatus last week, but we're back, and we got two big heavy hitters with us today. I got my man Charles Thompson of the Chester Panthers Youth Empowerment League. How you doing, Charles?
What's going on, my man?
Good. And have my man Greg James of the Derby Monarchs, another youth empowerment league. Both these men are generals of the youth football. We're going to get down and have a good discussion with them a little bit later. We're going to definitely have a conversation. We're going to get into the talk about, youth sports and everything like that, because that's what we're here. Sports Talk Live for the culture. But right now I want to jump into this NFL, the National Football League. Mm-hmm. And the story of the year so far has been this man right here, the quarterback that many thought might make a great wide receiver, running back.
That's what they wanted.
I want to get you guys impressions of. I got Duke's impressions, but Greg and Charles, I want to get you guys in impressions of Lamar. What his growth and development as a quarterback in the NFL. What's your impressions?
I'm gonna let the age go before
age before beauty.
Yeah.
I tell you what, coming out of college, winning the Heisman and everything, there's certain expectations for players of that magnitude, and I think in the league they tend not to build offensive systems around African American quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And shockingly, Baltimore has went out on that limb and did it, and this guy is flourishing. And it's truly amazing. It's just tough because the expectation for Heisman Trophy winners is so high. But he's really doing a good job. He's better than, far exceeded the expectations that I thought he would have. He far exceeded them.
Yeah, I concur. He's definitely took the league by charge. He stepped up. He didn't allow his late draft pick to discourage him, and prove to him and show the league just who he was. When you dealing with, he's a scrambling quarterback. He can run, he can throw. No question about that. He has the patience and everything. I think the league wasn't ready for him. It's kind of sort of the way RG3 kind of took the scene. Mm-hmm. Do I think that the league would be more prepared for him next year? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It will. It will catch up, and he's going to age also, and people want to be able. People want to be able to adjust to his moves and things of that nature. But for right now, young man, congratulations. Continue to ride that wave.
Yeah, definitely. He's been spectacular, and the interesting part where you look at Baltimore, they made a decision to say, "Hey, look." John Harbaugh said, "I'm not tied to any offensive philosophy. I'm tied to winning."
Right.
And if we can construct an offensive game plan, and they got Roman, who was the offensive coordinator for Kaepernick in San Francisco, and they tweaked and his growth of throwing and developing 3 tight ends, power football, combating different defenses that tried to put D-backs at linebackers to convert his speed. They came back with 3 tight ends this year and say, put them D-backs down at the line of scrimmage with these 250-pound tight ends and see what happens. See if they really want to be about that life.
Football. Football.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so, and they definitely move forward. So it's going to be interesting to see. Definitely, they're looking to be the number 1 seed coming out of the Western Conference. And they play defense, and, it'll be interesting. Definitely. The other story is Tom Brady. We thought Father Tom, Tom was fighting Father Time, and we had a 10-8 round for a little bit. But this year, without Gronk, without a healthy Gronk, who was like a cheat code, Tom's really came back to the pack. He's not in the Pro Bowl this year. A lot of times he would get voted and not go, but this year he has not been his usual Brady self. Do we expect the decline to continue? What's your feelings on Tom Terrific?
playoffs. I think Tom's a different person when the pressure comes down.
Yeah.
And I think he'll turn up when he needs to turn up. Doesn't mean he's always going to be able to get it done. It doesn't mean he's always going to be able to get it done. But everyone knows when it comes playoff time, Tom's a different caliber player. He's a different person. So I think the proof is in the pudding. You know, he had 1 year, came up short to the Eagles, but I think Tom's still one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Goat.
I think that he's going out with a fight. That's what's happening. But you see the decline. We can't act like we don't. I mean, the Tom Brady lovers, they probably won't say anything about it, but we see the arm strength. We know when you get older, we know you need something because you need it anyway, when it's time to win. But when you get older, your skills start to diminish a little bit. So, but if we look in the W column, we see a lot of W's. But what happens a lot of times is you keep getting through these games and getting through these games and getting through these games, and you run into that game where 17 points is not enough. And that's what's happening now, because you look at the games that he's playing, it's the defense that's winning games.
Yeah.
It's not him.
Just
he's
like
not
when he
winning.
first came in.
Right.
One of the things that they talk, and we always get these conversations about the young quarterback. I was like, Roethlisberger wasn't throwing for 500 yards.
Right.
It was defense and the Bettis.
Right.
Yes.
When he came in. Same way with Tom Brady. And even with out in Seattle, it was beast mode and defense.
Right. Don't hurt us on offense. Don't hurt us,
And we'll play this way till you develop and, you grow, and then we can throw the ball around a little bit around the yard. But these young quarterbacks come in Atlanta the same way. They had a running game. Everybody leans on that running game and defense. Some don't have the defense. Like, young quarterbacks come in. All you need to get us to 17 points, and we're going to win this thing because we're going to hold them to 16. And
right.
you don't see everybody expects these young quarterbacks to come in and all of a sudden they're going to throw for 400 yards a game. Right. That's not going to happen.
Nah, if they did not have a defense, we could chalk them up with having 5 losses right now.
Yeah.
And what's terrible about it is, you guys are coaches and y'all know football. If the opposite offense turns the ball over 4 times and you still win, that has nothing to do with your offense because you're not supposed to get out of those games. But that's what's happening now. You know what I mean? Because they won games 17-10, and we see the other teams just playing horrible. So you're not going to keep on doing that, especially when it comes down to playoff football. It's going to stop somewhere. But like we said, we look at the wins and loss column, and how many losses do they have?
Yep, they have 3.
And I think that I might bet my money on him if they need a touchdown. It's like a minute and 50 left. We still got to give. We still got to give him that. We got to give him that until and so he can play. He's he's a guy that with the weapons, like a lot of guys, they going to get the job done. The offense is not requiring him to throw the ball 50 and 60 yards down the field, which a lot of older guys can't do. It's the 5 yards and it's the 10 yards, and they, shift the run here and there. That's what is happening now. Is he doing that? No, but we'll see. We're gonna find out in this next month or so what's happening.
I think Mr. Brady is proving that Father Time is still undefeated, but you look around, look at his weapons. Once again, he's throwing to people that you don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. And that's it in a nutshell. When you got people that can't create separation and they can't get open,
that's true.
I mean, and his arm strength is definitely diminishing. It's eerily resembling of Peyton Manning and his downslide, but you still need people to throw the ball to. And when it gets hot and heavy, Gronkowski's not there. Yeah. And it just doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
And it's going to get hot and heavy.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely is. And then, if they're not running the ball successfully, then, that just makes things that much more difficult. So
it'll be interesting to see. But they've been, again, in the news with the little spy thing going on. What is the deal? And this is a funny logo. I put it up there. Breaking Patriots' new logo official.
I saw that. Yeah.
With the sky cam here. What's going? I mean, I mean, we know Belichick and them are, tremendous. But at what point do you, when you see the New England Patriots come into your game with camera equipment, you just do, I had posted Sunni from The Godfather and just, break their stuff and throw them the heck out. Like, you think the league's going to do anything, or there's going to be another slap on the wrist?
Just another slap on the wrist. I think that those guys are great at pushing the envelope. That's what they do. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they had a serious excuse as to why they were out there, Yeah. And, it's like the league is buying into what they're telling them.
Yeah.
When you run a sophisticated operation, you're going to have lies in order. You're going to have everything in order, and that's what's happening. We can't, listen, it's a track record here. Like, we can't act like it's not. Like, they've had tapes of people giving signals and copying stuff. Like, are we going to try to forget that actually happened? And that has nothing to do with the talent on the team. That's what's most disgusting about the cheating part. They had players. They had, McGinnis and Brady and Gronk. So what you doing thinking about cheating anybody? Like, what's going on? But then you have people out here that support certain behaviors like that, and they'll say, oh, they do it in baseball all the time. And I'm sitting there like, really? So basically what you're saying is it's okay in any sport that you're involved in to go up in the stands and go like this, and you take the signal and it's 3rd and 5, and that means run right. What side? Where are you gonna play your defense to if you know where the play is going? So that's cheating to the highest extent. It's nothing. That's just it. It's nothing. There's no way you can explain that. You took somebody's signal. You knew where the play was going to go, and you played your defense to that side. That's cheating. So this is not the first. It's not the second. It's what it is with them.
I mean, at one point, do the league just say, "Hey, look, we got to drop a bombshell on them," but hey, their owner, Mr. Washy Washy.
What you gonna do to me, huh?
Yeah, the billionaires like what you gonna do?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
I mean, but we don't see it.
I mean, my thing is this: I don't believe that they're the only ones doing it. To be honest with you,
we never said that. We talking about what you got caught doing.
Yeah, they just happen to get caught with your hand in the old cookie jar.
Right.
But I mean, if you notice when they're calling plays, they had the sheet over top of their face, so you can't read their lips. So everybody knows that this goes on. I just think it's a culture that's just there.
I'm worrying about somebody climbing in when it's a practice time, and I have practice time for my 2 hours over here. I'm worrying about your guy in the stands. He's not supposed to be there filming my stuff. That's what they do.
Is that exactly what happened?
That's why they had the first time that happened. They had the tapes, and Goodell said, "Don't let me catch it again," because they were stealing signals. They were in the other team's practices. So think about it. If that happened once and you got busted, you think that was your first time?
Well, wait a minute. They didn't get busted. What happened was, what's the guy's name? Mangini gave him up.
Nah.
No.
No,
I thought he was the one that.
Genie was coaching the Jets and said, "Look, they doing
this what they're doing."
Yeah,
right.
So I did it.
So right. Here's what's going on. I thought he was the one that the whistleblower.
So
Genie was like, "I used to work for him."
Right. So I know what he does.
So now, the answer to that, somebody done told on you now.
Right.
So you did it, and they got tape. They saw.
And they burnt the tape. We never got to see the tape.
Nah, Goodell said they had. I think it was over. It was a certain amount of years and a certain amount of games, but all the games were big games. The AFC Championship games, y'all stealing chips now.
But is there a rule against filming like games?
Nah, come on.
It's a rule against
Can't
filming
climb
other
in the
people's.
stands.
It's a rule against filming signals.
Yeah.
Like you can film footage, you can film the team, but if I'm over there like this is sending my linebacker and you film it, and now we got it, and then we say, look. Now I got that running,
so just
and then
ask
I got
yourself.
the binoculars on Coach Charles.
So ask yourself. Ask yourself this
cheating?
question. No. Stop. Ask yourself this, right? Y'all coach football,
Right.
So y'all coach football. Don't whatever you do, don't get ready to tell on yourself. Either.
I'm not gonna. No, we'll never do that.
So ask yourself, right? Because this isn't a one-man operation that's happening, right? It's some things going on with multiple people.
Right.
Now the players, they might not have nothing to do with nothing. Let's keep them out of it, right?
Right.
So if you send your defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, whoever he may be, and you say they have practice at this time, not a game.
Yeah, practice.
Practice
Yeah,
at this
Bowl.
time.
That's
At this time, that's where it is,
different.
and that's where it is. So, and you tell him to go over there, and he comes back with 899. They're running deep. This is third and short to the right side.
Right.
Tell me where you gonna play your defense when you see that.
I mean, actually, but what I'm saying
So you
But okay, so I even in high school, you go and you scout. In most youth cases,
Right.
there's a perimeter that you're supposed to stand in and scout. But we all know, Greg knows, there's people that go film games.
Oh yeah.
You can pay a certain amount of money for this game, and even at the youth level,
Yes.
which I think is terrible.
Right.
That is terrible.
Now,
We'll
that's
get to that.
But that's games, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because anybody can go and record anything.
Right,
anywhere.
anything.
Right.
But
They got
had a-
drones
but
now,
they had
you
a-
know?
Practices.
They had a specific rule.
That's what makes you
And
different.
They had,
That's different.
they had a specific rule in the NFL that you couldn't record signals. You couldn't record. That was the rule. Even they recovered practices too. They said you couldn't go record me as a defensive coordinator doing my signals, have it etched, and come back and break it down. It's like, okay, this is what he's doing when he.
Listen,
gets
you
there.
got tapes, you got paperwork, you got stuff. You went in the other team's locker room. What you doing in there?
because everybody gets to all 22.
Right.
So you know, so you're looking at tendencies.
You're looking at everything.
So you're looking at the tendencies. Okay, on 3rd and 4, this is what they run on the all 22 by
Right,
alignment
right,
and configuration.
right.
What the NFL said, you can't zoom in on my defensive coordinator, Greg James, and look what the arm gestures he's using, and now bring that up. Okay, we got that
In
Then
a
I got the
private practice. In a private practice.
I mean,
That's
in
hard.
a
That's
private
hard.
practice, that's bad. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think about it. I was coaching the game, and we gave numbers to the kids for certain plays.
Right.
So I called number 5. Number 5 was a sweep. And then what happened was I called it again in the second or third quarter. I forget. And the kid was like, "Hey, that's a sweep to the right." Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's my fault.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's on me. So
without a doubt. Without a
ultimately,
doubt.
what I ended up doing was during the halves, I would change the wristband. The plays are the same, but the numbers are different.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Mhm.
So I mean, was he cheating? No, he just happened to be listening. So if I'm looking at a camera, I'm looking at everything. I'm sorry, I'm looking at everything.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? What are they gonna do? Take the zoom out so that you can't zoom on the sideline?
But two, you're not sending anybody on missions.
That's
to
a problem.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not,
That's a
That's what
problem.
you're not doing.
and you're not doing it at practice time either. See, I didn't know about the practice.
Yeah,
Oh.
practice is bad. Yeah.
That's a no go all the
Listen,
way down
no,
to youth level. That's a no-go.
none of the other teams.
But this is how you know it was bad, because when corporations get raided, the first thing they do is send their employees to the shredders. And so what happened when all this film came down on what they were actually taping, we never saw it, and Goodell sent it to the shredders.
Right to the shredder and
Right,
said,
wow.
if I see them again, then it's
So we
going to
never
be
knew what
harsh
happened.
punishment. Right.
And people could say, well, it wasn't practice. Well, we don't know. Why don't you just let us see it? If you let the public see it, then you would have known, from the giddy up.
Well, it was some stuff floating around that they showed on national television, but it didn't stay there for a long time.
Yeah, it
Because
did.
I was watching it like, oh, no, they was doing it like that.
Wow.
Well,
And then it disappeared.
You know what? I'm surprised that the league just doesn't tape the games and then send the films out to the teams to
Well,
make it that much simpler.
I mean,
Because you talking about control.
even the public can see the all 22s. They sell the all 22s now. You can subscribe to the all 22s for all the NFL games, and you can watch the all 22 film at the NFL level. So they all got it, and how you break it down and what you're doing. I mean, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, that's how they became, took their defense to the next level, because they were over their house studying, film on, and it's easier now because you got the DVDs, you got the tablets, you got everything.
Yeah.
It's not like you got the
technology.
like when I played, they had the 8mm click.
I had the VH1 tape. VH1 Betamax,
I mean, when they said actually tapes, they meant tape, reel-to-reel tapes.
Right.
And they meant, maybe a VHS tape, definitely back in the day.
But I mean, if you think about it, it's just control. If the league goes in and hey, they're making millions of dollars, so they can pay people to videotape the games and say, oh, well, we play such and such this week. Okay, here's the tape that we're going to forward to you, the game tape.
Right.
And do it in that fashion. Then you know what's being taped. You know what the information is out there. And then go from there. You shouldn't be able to, as a team, go to another team's facility or game and have your own camera crew there. That's where
listen.
Well, no, this is what they did. The latest thing was we have a program where we do some ahead of time videoing of like we're playing the Bengals.
We got to find the right men for the job.
So we go in ahead of time and tape the stadium and try to get a preview for our Patriots football show, whatever.
Boy.
And that's all. It's all supposed to be fluff. It was all supposed to be cheerleaders in the stands, whatever. And then they said, "Wait a minute, this camera's focused towards the field and the coaches." And then that's when they
won't worry about us. They're the Bengals. They didn't even win yet. This is the perfect week.
And it was like the Bengals, which made it look crazy. Like how long?
But you know what's worse? Coaches tend to have tendencies. I know I do. Mm-hmm. So they're looking at last week, obviously, and in a few other weeks they may go back a few years.
Oh yeah,
and watching video.
Right,
they don't have nothing else better to do. These guys are getting millions of dollars, defensive coordinators, to get paid to study people's tendencies. You bring somebody in from Harvard and Yale, some statistician.
Well, that's what you got the quality control coaches for. Your job is to go look at this tape all the way back.
Break it down.
When he was coaching at DeMatha High, I want to know what he did on third down.
Right. What is his tendencies? And then from there, you build your game plan. So I mean, is it cheating? Yeah, it is, but the information's out there.
If you're not trying.
Right.
The other thing that happened, Tom Coughlin got fired as general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this brings up an interesting thing I want to talk about. Has guys like Tom Coughlin, are they too old now? Can they not relate to this? That's always the term. Can they relate to this new generation of players or things going on? You trying to run that, Tom Coughlin was like, if you wasn't 15 minutes early, you was late. That's Tom Coughlin time. Can you still do that in this day and age when you're trying to be a general manager and players' feelings are a little more sensitive than they were in the past because Jacksonville things just fell apart, down there.
I think
so. What do you think about it? Is like the Tom Coughlins? It has their time kind of coming past in the NFL.
I think that. Yes, but it has to be somewhere in between that authoritative person. Because guess what, man, you're not dealing with the same players. You just know nobody's the hollering and screaming and grabbing the face mask. They are done. You can't do that anymore. But it depends on the coach now. He has to have some sort of resume. If you think that you're going to get one of these 30-year-old coaches that's coming in, that's not happening. Because, for one, some of the players, they, just think about it. They are not even old enough to be, they can still kind of hang out with the coach. You got a coach that's 35 and the player is 30.
And you got guys on the team that's 34.
Yeah, right. So the respect level is probably going to be a little different because of that. Because you got guys listening to the same music, and you the coach, and it's like, wait a second. Right. So I think it's a thin line now, and I think it has to be earned. And the older guys had the resumes, you know what I'm saying? The Bill Parcells, the Chuck Knowles. So you had to fall in line. It wasn't nothing you can do. It wasn't nothing you can say. You can know this is how it's going to be, and then if it's not like this, then you just gotta get up out of here. Yeah. So now guys the player became, he has the power now. So that's what it comes down to. So if he doesn't like what the coach says, these guys are like, okay, well, I want to get traded. So do you want a coach in there who's going to come with that, and then the player is going to be like, I want to get out, right? And he's a great player, right? So it's like it's a crazy position to be in if you're a coach. You know what I'm saying?
It's a real,
because it sounds like you got to kiss ass a little bit to, you know what I mean?
It's a bad place to be in.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, but I mean, is it like the inmates are running the asylum?
Right, or like you always say, the
monkeys running the zoo. Yeah, absolutely.
It's sad. It's sad. Go ahead.
No, guy. I mean, you think about it. I mean, yeah, maybe the game has passed them by a little bit, but the kids today, I mean, these guys are young men, but the kids today, they're different. You know what I mean?
It's way different.
It's different,
Yeah.
but and I don't know if that's right.
Or good.
We'll get to it. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Is it good or bad?
I don't like the coach, but I'm making.
We got a whole segment on
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying,
We gonna get to that.
I'm making
Yeah,
$30
we'll get to
million
that.
a year. I mean, how you gonna tell me what to do?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And it's guaranteed. I just got a guaranteed check. $30
Yeah,
million.
yeah. So somebody's got to go.
Yeah.
Because I got to pay the guy. But I mean, if I'm thinking Coughlin's out the door, it's probably that 80-something million he gave to Nick Foles. Probably helped him on his way out.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And you talk about the cornerback who left.
The Ramsey kid.
Ramsey kid. You know, there just wasn't any.
Good business decisions.
Yeah, you know. And you know you have to try to build your squad up, and when you make that type of investment and a type of pick, and they want to be out of here, and like you said, the Nick Foles situation, and the team kind of fell back, and giving Blake Bortles that money before the Nick Foles situation,
Right.
You know, a lot of things stand up, and it may not always, you know, we're trying to look at, you know, the track record hasn't been good.
Right. I think it's more of that than just the whole situation of, you know, being able to kind of retain the respect. I mean, if he had made those decisions and they worked, there wouldn't be no question about getting rid of him or keeping him.
Yeah.
But you know, and now that that's happened and those things unfolded, and he ain't the most liked person in the group, well, you know what? You know, you got to make a change. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make a change. And I hate to see the world come to this, because these young kids with this money and all this power, they still need some rigidness in them. They still need more control than these kids had, you know, before them. But, you know, again, from a business standpoint, you want to try to keep them. You want to try to recruit more athletes. And unfortunately, this is the wave. This is the new wave, if you want to say. Like, I can't stand it. You know what I mean? But this is the new wave, and, you know, you got to do what you got to do to maintain.
Yeah, definitely. I want to take a look at the schedule this week coming up. We got some games on there. Interesting enough. We got one game I want to talk about that has a lot of sway in this area is the Dallas at Philadelphia Eagles game in the NFL this weekend. Both the NFC East, or the NFC Least, as it's been referred to, or the NFC Weak, has been referred to, will still get somebody in the playoffs, and they will host a game as the fourth seed going forward. Greg, what's your take on this weekend's game? You got Dak Prescott, quarterback, fourth-round pick, that's been playing like a second pick in the draft type season this year, and you got you know, what's going on? What do you think? And you are an Eagles fan.
I am an Eagles fan, and I am worried. Very worried. Not necessarily about Dak. I think he's definitely excelled this year, but
he took a step forward.
Definitely. But
it's more about Zeke, though.
And that's what I was about to get to. These guys can run the ball.
Yeah.
And if you can run the ball, you can throw the ball.
Yep.
Because if this guy's getting 3-4 yards a pop, you know, safeties are coming down, you know, trying to stop him. And then next thing you know, you start throwing the ball over his head. It's not like our cornerbacks are the best. Schwartz says better have a heck of a game plan, much better than the game plan he had before.
Well, if this all works out like you say, I need those lottery numbers. 'Cause you know some stuff.
No, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I'm petrified. You know, I just don't think we're going to be able to. No, I just don't think we're going to be able to stop the run. I mean, the last couple of weeks, you got Fletcher Cox playing more snaps than he's accustomed to playing. Our D line is banged up, and they want to run. That's just a.
Maybe they won't run. You know, they're known for not running. You know, they're known for getting away from.
It sounds like y'all guys got some inside stuff that y'all know.
Well, and somebody's coaching for their job, so you know.
Well, that job should be over, and everybody should be coaching for nothing. You just coaching. Yeah, you coaching for your next job. Like, you can keep the thing together. Like, but you shouldn't be coming back.
So you say he's out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I think Garrett had 10 years.
I think so too.
I think he had 10 years, and the NFC East has kind of been down, and that's the only thing that kept him there. And he had Jerry, and he works well with Jerry. Jerry doesn't want, a Jimmy Johnson back again. So,
Hey, listen, when you hear
Garrett just struggles on his feet in game decisions, and you got to be able to do that to be when
you hear one thing I found out about Dallas is once Jerry starts having these, you hear his ex-players pop up in the news. He's having them secret meetings. They sitting down. They sitting down, telling who's the next man for the job, who's what we got to do. So,
and the one thing about Jerry, he wants to win. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
And you never had the players coming back talking about Jerry. Jerry's taking care of everybody.
Jerry takes care of his boys now,
and he takes care of everybody now.
You got that star. You got that star. You in.
You talking about the biggest sports franchise in the world.
Yeah.
Not just the country, in the world. Like, Jerry is the richest dude, sports dude in the world, so why would you love him?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that his pamper parties are all that. But,
at the White House.
Probably got his own washy-washy. You know what I mean?
All day.
So you gotta love it. You know what I mean? The money talks.
Yeah.
But, but like you said, at the end, Jerry doesn't care. He wants to win. He'll come down on the field when you're losing and tell you, I want to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing, even though he gets humiliated a lot in the public, but I like him, man, because at the end of the day, the bottom line is win. I don't care what you got to do to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I kind of, I ain't a Dallas fan at all.
No, you're a Redskins man.
Die-hard Redskins fan since I was probably like 9 years old. But I lived to see 3 championships. You only one.
Hey, listen.
I lived to see him too. Every last one of them I watched. But I've been a fan since I was I've been a fan of the Skins since I was 9 years old, man. I'm a big Riggins fan.
The Hogs.
Yeah. The counter trade. That's
right.
I remember that as a kid.
Yeah. Doug Williams made it even sweeter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Art Moan, Darryl Green. Them guys, I used to love what Charles
the Smurfs.
Mann. Exactly. I used to love watching these guys play football.
Yeah.
Capital punishment.
Right.
Defense.
So, I'm like I said earlier today, for the next 24 hours, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan.
Just want to see the Eagles lose. That's
it.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Another game, Buffalo at New England. Can Buffalo say, wait a minute, Brady's down. Last time you guys beat us, we lost our quarterback in the middle of that game when we might have won. Can Buffalo go in New England and just say, look, it's our time now. It's about us.
No. I'm just going to
I agree.
No,
I don't.
They just don't have the intestinal fortitude to do it.
Nah, you can't trust them.
Right.
Nope.
You can't trust them.
No,
You can't
Right.
trust them.
I was
Listen,
just gonna say they don't have consistency.
listen,
Right.
and this is recent. All right, who did they play last week? Buffalo.
Steelers.
Played Pittsburgh. The score was 17-10.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did we turn the ball over?
Yeah.
4 times. You scored 17 points. Your whole team is healthy.
Right.
And somebody gave you the ball 4 extra times, and you barely got out of there
Right.
with no offense from us. So you can't. That's no. I can't trust you. I can't trust you. Now, do I think that it's going to be a blowout up there? I don't think that. Just because New England, they just don't look good on offense.
Right.
They just don't.
They're out of sync.
They just don't. So that leads me to believe there won't be a 30-10 game and all. I don't think that. I think it's going to be a hard-fought fight.
So you're saying I should look at the over/under?
Oh,
Take the under.
yeah.
Under?
I see New England getting out, but I don't see that blowout. I don't see that just because offensively they just don't look good.
Right. Definitely, it'll be interesting to see moving forward with that game. But the Rams at the Niners. The Niners got to bounce back. They got the last game of the season against the Seahawks. The Rams look like they got nothing left after Dallas whooped them last week. They going. I like the Niners in that one. Definitely.
Yeah.
And the other game is the Green Bay Minnesota Vikings. Just on the hum of, you brought a quarterback in for the Vikings and you kind of got better this year. They're running the football, but they lost their key cog, their running back. And I like what they did.
He's out this week.
He's been shot. I think he's going to be out because I was watching the game last week. He was in that tent thing like 5 times, holding his chest and arm. Like he really shouldn't have been out there.
Time to shut him down.
Yeah, but I like what they did with Kirk Cousins. They said, "Look, Kirk, we're going to run this ball. We're going to throw screen passes. We're not going to put it all on you. We're going to play defense. We're not going to drop you back there." And and it's worked out for him. But this is the game going up against Aaron Rodgers. That hey, if you give somebody $84 million guaranteed, I don't want them to have a big advantage at the quarterback position. You're going to have to make some plays to win this game. What do you think about this Vikings matchup with Green Bay?
Where's that game at?
Minnesota.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Both of them are cold weather teams. So, I mean,
they in the dome. Minnesota's
in the dome, man.
Yeah.
This ain't the days of back in the day.
He can do what he wants to do outside.
Who's the coach of Minnesota that didn't let him wear gloves?
That wasn't Grant, was it?
Bud Grant.
Oh,
when they used to play at Metropolitan Stadium, where the Mall of America is now. Bud Grant didn't play that glove stuff. I don't care if it's 15 below. Nobody here is wearing gloves. You go out there. In fact, remember when they played Seattle in that cold game when the guy missed the field goal at the end? Bud Grant came out for the coin toss in a polo.
in a polo?
A polo outside when they were still playing at the University.
That's that old school.
When they still were playing at the University of Minnesota. Yeah.
That's that old school. Well, I got the short shirt on,
He
so y'all gonna
Bud
wear
Grant,
it.
like 90 years. He came out in a polo, like, yo, that's what.
Polo.
But Bud didn't play that glove stuff. Like, I don't care what you got your hands, catch it. We don't do gloves around here.
I like to hear and see if the guys that played with him back in the day still got fingers.
Yeah, frostbite is real.
But
That's Minnesota.
You know who told a funny story? Deacon Jones. He said, he was on the LA Rams, Sack Exchange, whatever. So they was up in Chicago, and they were playing the Bears, one of them bitter, cold Bears winter. And they was going, everybody was supposed to be putting on long johns and stuff like that. It's like, nah, they think we soft. We from LA. We gonna come out here short sleeves, stuff like that. Deacon said they opened that door, walked out into that Chicago Hawk, and immediately ran back in the locker room and started putting on anything they could find.
I believe it.
Because that's how cold it was out there.
Hey, man, certain places in this country is just different when it comes to that cold, man.
You can't play around. It gets the weather like that. But definitely the NFL should be an interesting weekend. The playoffs will be here soon. But I want to jump into this college playoff. The table has been set. We got LSU as the number 1 seed going
rightfully
through,
so,
and they're going to be playing Oklahoma, and then you got Ohio State playing Clemson. Now Clemson ran the ACC, but I don't know what they did outside the ACC.
Nothing.
Everybody's been on Clemson's record, their schedule, and things along those lines. Who do you guys got in the finals? And then we'll talk about who you think is going to win. Who out of these LSU, Oklahoma, and then Ohio State versus Clemson. Who do you think is going to win those games?
I got LSU facing Clemson in the big one.
You got them. I got LSU, Ohio State, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got them in the big one. And I think LSU is going to win it all. I think
Coach
they're going to win it all.
Coach
O. Their quarterback is a beast.
Yeah,
he's a beast. I like his poise.
Who's older than Lamar Jackson, by the way?
Oh wow, see,
he's a year older than Lamar Jackson.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Right?
Gave a great speech.
Oh, listen, that guy.
Did you guys see his Heisman speech?
I missed it, but I heard.
Yeah, I didn't check it out. I heard it was great.
He talked about where he came from.
I got homework to do.
The kids, all the kids eat from a food pantry.
Wow.
And he said, like athletics and stuff like that, kids are hungry and stuff like that from his area in Ohio because he's an Ohio State transfer.
Right.
And he said since then they've gotten like $570,000 worth of donations.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that on a scroller.
Yeah,
he renamed the stadium after and everything.
Heisman Trophy winner and well deserved. He got poise in the pocket. Seems like he does all the right stuff as a quarterback. Makes all the throws, man. He's I'm going with them. It doesn't mean anything about saying anything bad about any of the other teams. Seems like LSU has something going right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, LSU's balled out.
The only thing LSU has going is that they beat Alabama.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, I'm sick of that crap. The SEC is the best conference out there, so on and so forth.
You're not feeling the SEC.
I'm not saying I'm not feeling the SEC.
I thought the Big Ten was up there with them this year.
The only people in the SEC that you seem to worry about is Alabama.
And Georgia, maybe.
Georgia's not.
Well, I'm going to talk about Alabama because Alabama's kind of.
You don't think the Alabamas and the Georgias and LSU and the Auburns? And
so
you don't think they can play ball?
Who do they play outside
each
of
other?
Outside of
each
themselves.
Other. They got to go outside of there.
They require everybody else to.
Who they do?
Yeah. I mean, the two best teams.
I think one of the things they do that late season bye week where they will play Auburn and then play Cheney and then
No. It was Watford. Number one, it was Watford. The Citadel. Liberty, somebody like that. I mean, so my league is so tough that I'm gonna take these Sisters of the Poor during the middle of the season. I mean, they've been beating up on Texas Tech, Missouri, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Okay, but when you start looking at Ohio State and Clemson, they're not playing nobody, so their leagues are not as good as the SEC. That's what we're saying?
The ACC's not.
Well, Florida State dominated the ACC for years.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah, but ACC.
So now it just happens to be Clemson's turn. And the last time I checked, they smoked Ohio State.
Yeah.
What was it, 31-0?
Clemson.
Man. But we don't play nobody. But we beat them. They didn't even score. And then we beat Alabama twice.
Well.
So if you're looking at and I wouldn't even call them a sleeper because they probably should be the number one team in the country. I mean,
I can't put them number one off there who they played.
Well, they're the defending national champions. Did they lose a game yet? They didn't lose a game, did they?
No, they played some tough games, but they haven't lost a game.
They haven't lost a game.
The eye test.
The eye test?
Yeah, my eyes.
Trying to figure out.
I don't believe you or my lying eyes.
I think if you sit down and you look at football and you look at Alabama, you look at LSU, you look at Georgia, you look at Auburn, they're top teams. They just good football teams. And then you look at the Minnesotas, the Penn States, the Michigans, and I think it's like somewhat kind of even. If you really want to, it's easy to say. I think if you get into these teams in the SEC playing these teams in the Big Ten, I think the all but Ohio State, I think those other teams mop up the other teams in the Big Ten, the Minnesotas and the Penn State. I think Georgia mops Penn State. I think Alabama mops Penn State. What's the other? LSU. LSU. I think LSU mops those teams, all but Ohio State. So that leads me to believe that the SEC is better. Because I don't see Penn State beating any of those teams, those top four teams in the SEC. I don't see Michigan beating any of those teams that we talk about. And I don't see Minnesota doing it.
So you're saying, I mean, I think, Auburn.
So that's just,
to me, Auburn gets up for Alabama every year. They should. Yeah. They're an in-state rival. Right. They should get up for them every year. So if they lose to Auburn, I don't look at that as a loss, even if Auburn didn't have a
I agree. They
we
see the rivalry game. Right. Somebody's 6-5, somebody's 10-1. You know.
Right. So take that out the list. Take Auburn and Alabama out. LSU. LSU is like a dark horse. This year they came around. They happened to win a few games. They're undefeated, and now they're at the top.
If you heard Coach O's post-game Alabama speech, which I don't think they should have been taping, somebody taped it. Yo, this was more than coming around. This was for the spread of Louisiana. Listen.
This is more than coming around.
You talk about raw and uncut.
Oh yeah.
He was going BET after dark in that locker room.
That's cool. but think about it.
He was saying some language in that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Somebody taped it on their phone.
Wait a minute. Player. They beat Alabama by 3 points that they probably shouldn't have had. Because that field goal right before halftime was, I think that was kind of bogus. I think that was bogus. That game was even. Now maybe they beat them in overtime.
Right.
Who knows?
I think it was just LSU's year. They were determined they were going to win. They changed their offense up. Because you heard that story a long time. LSU has so many different players in the professionals on offense and defense, and they never had a quarterback. And then every year they're talking about, we're going to change the offense. It's going to be new. And like Burrow said, we heard that before. We'll wait and see it. And they actually were doing some pro stuff on offense this year. Running routes and stuff like that.
When has LSU ever been a power?
Oh, they have. They lost the. They had power talent.
But they never been a power.
They didn't have power because of one position.
Quarterback.
QB.
Yeah.
So people are not lining up to go there.
Oh, they're lining up.
Well, why can't you get a quarterback?
So
if they're lining up to go there.
So reason why you can't get a quarterback is because you got these other coaches coming in your living room saying, "Son, you can play for me freshman year."
And you have the other thing to say, look, you have the other thing too when people come in and say, look, you want to go to LSU and be in that archaic offense? Yeah. You're not going to go anywhere and do anything in that offense.
Right.
They just will put an athlete back there. Nah, you want to go somewhere where you get some coaching, you can get to the next level.
Okay, so then the selling point would be, let's go to Oregon and we got like 50 uniforms. that's the flip side.
Hey,
that's what you want to do.
That sells too.
Oh, we got nice uniforms. Baylor, we got like 50 uniforms.
But
And all of a sudden, I'm getting players.
And even if you looked at Alabama before this year with the kid from Hawaii. Alabama's quarterbacks aren't NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, not at all.
Alabama basically played the NFC East football. We got the best offensive line, and we got about 12 running backs.
Strong running backs.
Receivers,
we just gonna pound you,
and we gonna throw up to these pro wide receivers too every now and then because you got 11 guys in a box because we giving the ball to Henry. I mean that's the way it goes.
But Clemson beat them.
Yeah, Clemson beat them, man. I mean, you got to give
smoked them one year.
Well, Clemson. What it comes down to me in the NCAA is if you have your defensive line is going to the NFL next level and making a difference, you're going to win because these quarterbacks aren't NFL quarterbacks, and then you pressure with 4, and now you got a couple pros in the secondary and a pro at the linebacker dropping back in coverage. That's going to make the difference, and I think that's what happened with Clemson. Clemson's defensive line was just tremendous last year.
Oh yeah,
and those guys stayed.
I mean, to me, I think the championship game is Ohio State and Clemson. Whoever comes out of that's gonna win.
Okay,
that's just
one
where. One
thing we gonna do is we gonna find out. That's what we about to do. We got some shout outs soon.
Oh, shout them out!
Mr. Greg Harris, Shelly Blackstone, Katina Lawson, Robert Teen, high school rival.
Okay.
Got the wifey, Relena.
Hey, Relena.
Mr. Derek Millhouse. What's up, brother?
Hey,
National Championship, 94, Gloucester County. Cousin Lisa Farmer, Casey Johnson, West Virginia State alum. J.J. Starling, Arkansas University. That's okay. It's okay. All right, Arkansas. Amy Haber. Buff, what's happening? Nate. Troy Cartwright. Old Head from around the way. Mr. Robert Green. Monique Gooden. We need you on the show.
Yeah,
that's what we need. We need you on the show. Dwayne Heat Williams. What's up, brother? Cousin David. Ronald Solomon.
What's up,
cuz? Miss Tanya Annette. What's happening? Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining us. Sports Talk Live for the culture. But I want to jump into, because I got these two fine young gentlemen down here, Charles and Greg. And what we do, Sports Talk Live for the culture, we try to enlighten our audience and parents and everything. I just want to get into talk about the youth sports, youth football. And it was a lot of talk about football maybe dying down because of, the movies, the CTE and things along those lines, and participation with Wayne. And you guys are really what first players get a hold of is in youth sports. That's their first coaching. That's their first introduction to organization. That's their first introduction to teamwork, coming to practice, going to practice, playing, keeping their grades up to play. I know you guys are strong with the academics. And we got Charles here of the Chester Panthers. I have his logo up there. Chester Panthers, total domination. That's how they do it down there, That's how they do it in Chester.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
And we also got Greg with the Derby Monarchs. You guys totally dominate too.
Nah, we don't totally dominate, but it's a story behind that. I'm glad to tell it, but it's definitely a story behind it.
Oh, definitely. But I wanted to bring these gentlemen down, and I wanted to get their feedback and just enlighten us on youth football, youth sports in general, youth football. And I can start with you, Charles. I mean, you've really done a great job in the city of Chester. We all know the situation in Chester and how it kind of is looked at in the outside world, but you're doing some great things down there in the city of Chester. I'm just enlightened on the trials of coaching, how things have changed from when we played and moving forward and trying to get kids and parents and everybody motivated in the right direction.
I mean, it's in a community like Chester, it's tough. There's a lot of different variables and things that you have to deal with that you don't have to deal with in other neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Like your Springfields or say your Ridleys or Forward. One of the biggest problems that I face is the economics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the biggest problems we have. And youth sports is good, and it's good for the community because our program attracts a lot of the kids in the community to something structural, and they're not out in the street. And that's the whole common goal, is to just try to keep them busy. The winning is just a plus. But the truth is, economic wise, it's a struggle every year. I mean, our registration probably has gone up $25 in the past 17 years since we started the program. Different programs around here are charging a whole lot more, we're doing a whole lot less. So I would say that's our biggest struggle. But at the end of the day, God is blessing us and keeping us moving, keeping us afloat, and helping us to grow into a bigger program every year.
Oh, definitely. And Greg, you have the Derby Monarchs.
Right.
You've been working with them for several years. Enlighten us on your experiences as you move forward and trying to maintain a youth program and going into the 2020s.
I mean, just to kind of piggyback off of what Charles said, it's definitely economics, and it's how you're structured is whether or not you're going to succeed or fail. And for my particular program, we're based out of a middle school, and our football field is right beside the middle school. And what happens is, in our community, we have a rec center, but it's not near the field. So it's harder to draw the kids to your organization because they're not there. They don't see it. Like, if you want to be set up correctly, and I can say this because I've seen other programs, you find yourself a rec center with a football field, lights.
Everything's centralized.
Right.
Lights, bathroom, everything. There's no way you couldn't succeed.
Right.
Because you have the all the amenities there.
Right.
I mean, it's the green space that's killing us, so to speak. But like Charles said, the registration fee, we charge $100. And guess what? We give you everything. We give you helmet, shoulder pad. We give you everything for $100. You can't beat it. And we also offer cleats as well. So we're trying to stay competitive in a world that's really not competitive.
Right.
Because there are other programs, larger programs.
And do
more
other
established
programs come in and say, look, he had a kid last year. It looked like he was the truth.
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
Let me go grab him and let me look. We gonna come up here,
right? And that's what I'm getting to. It's like name recognition, and the kids see it. They're not dumb. I mean, we played a program. We had 90 kids on the B team. We had 100 kids in the program.
Wow.
They had 90 on the B team. So you can only imagine how that game turned out. We weren't successful.
Right.
And it's hard to be successful when the programs are structured in a fashion where they're recruiting kids from all over the place. They're not recognizing boundaries and things of that nature.
Recruiting is big now, man.
Right.
On a whole lot of levels.
It is. And it's weird because it's starting with the kids.
Right.
We'll go back to the monkeys running the zoo, the inmates running the asylum and all of that. I mean, the coaches are doing the same thing. Hey, don't play for them. They're not going to win.
Yeah.
Come here. Here's a PlayStation. Here's some money. You come play for us.
Damn.
And the next thing you know, you're the odd man out. But I enjoy it. I enjoy coaching. I've been doing it for 15 years. I just enjoy.
Some more labor of love, like you got.
I
Definitely not the cash.
No, it ain't the cash. I'm losing money, to be honest with you. But when you see the light switch go off in a kid,
Right.
A kid that comes up and can't play, doesn't even know anything about football, and all of a sudden he's there 2, 3, 4 years, and the light switch goes off.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. That's the part of the game that I love when I look in the high school level and I see how many kids have come from our program.
I mean, that's when you get to start. I mean, that's.
Right.
I mean, you guys are the first person that these kids in organized athletics come in contact with, and you set the tone.
Right.
That's why youth sports is so important. You set the tone for expectations. You set the tone. How you going to discipline, how you going to play, and just learning the fundamentals of the game. And I think that helps, like your high school, your junior high school levels moving forward. When you get kids involved in playing, like when you get kids at a young level or early level playing and moving forward, it's just a great thing. Like moving, and you guys are so important. That's why I like to have you on the show. Just with keeping sports along. We talk about Sports Talk Live for the culture, and it's not exactly whether your child's a star or not, but is your child a part of something that's disciplined and organized?
Right.
He made it to practice every practice. Right. He participated. He kept, he had an opportunity and he moved forward with it. and that helps you out later in life. You know, coachable kids are employable adults.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's and you learn how to take defeat and bounce back from it. And that's definitely something that you know, you're looking forward to and dealing with the youth in sports. And that's the key thing. That's one of the things that we talk about. We always want to hit on is that we talked about, you know, Sports Talk Live for the culture, is that we definitely want to have that influence on the youth. And with things like when you played is different now. Like you said, you're not grabbing face masks, you're not yelling or anything like that. How have you guys handled the talk of concussions and CTE, different ways that you prepare and tackling and running drills? How you guys have set in those protocols for protection?
Well, I know for us personally, we have to go to a clinic every year. It's a heads-up tackling clinic. We get to go down to the NovaCare complex. Charles, look down there. What is that?
I actually make great gear this year.
Yeah. So and they show you new ways to tackle people. Instead of leading with your head, is what we learned with, you know, put your head on the ball and, you know, knock the ball out. The
coaches say, we want to find out who's going to put their nose in there.
That day is over. You know, it's all more geared towards safety. I don't know personally if there's a safe way to tackle somebody. I mean, but
we know for sure there's an unsafe way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a contact sport, so you know things are gonna happen, and you know, especially with concussions and things of that nature, you see a kid get whacked, and it's not really the hard hit that gives them the concussion necessarily, but I mean, it could be just, you know, the jeering of the neck.
Right.
So those are the things that you're looking for, and
so you guys have to be on the lookout. You get training.
Yeah,
you know, kids dizzy. Kids.
You pull them out. When in doubt, pull them out.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
And you know the whole thing, like I got my bell wrong, put me back in. Those days are long.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, that day's over. Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback on that because the referees have actually stepped up and have made some the referees have definitely stepped up and have made some adjustments in their calling, because even though we are trained to teach them the heads up training, they're also taking away those big hits.
Yeah.
They're taking away the crackbacks.
Right.
Hits. Right. Teaching the shield instead of putting that shoulder pad on them, things of that nature. So, you know, referees are being watchful also to kind of make sure to bring the safety level up in the game. Now, at the end of the day, you know, we want to keep the game alive. We love the game, and the game teaches a lot of great morals and things about life itself. You know, as far as integrity and
teamwork,
accountability,
things
like that. So, you know, we want to keep the game alive, but we want to keep the children alive also.
Yeah, it's safety. I mean, safety is the key, and safety is one of the biggest movements now with, you know, the football, and definitely. Now, you guys, do both you guys have flag leagues too, or?
We don't do flags. So
Charles, you guys do flag,
yeah.
right?
We did flag for the first time this year. And it was phenomenal. We tried it years ago. It wasn't successful.
Yeah.
But we tried it again this year, and it was very good. I mean, it was outstanding to watch them guys 4 or 5. We took them as young as 4. We even had a couple 3-year-olds out there.
Oh, okay.
And they were beating kids that were 5 and 6.
Wow.
But flag, to me, I think every program should do flag. At least try to offer it. If you build one team with 14 kids, we had about 30 kids or maybe 40 kids. That's something we had this year. But I think you bring those kids in and you introduce them to the game of football. And the parents are all worried about, you know, their kids getting hit. These kids are not getting hit in flag. I mean, occasionally one might run into the other.
Right.
But it's a good building block to your program.
Absolutely.
So we usually started at 5 and 6. We started at 4 this year. We have solidified a 6U team for next year, just based off our flag this year.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's a good building program, and it's important to keep your programs, you know, in the developmental stages, getting teams in the developmental stages to help the longevity of your program.
And I think, and especially, and you want to talk about, you know, because a lot of times, and we look at the society today, you're dealing with a lot of mothers more than fathers.
Right.
And I know how my mom was. Yeah. Not my baby.
Yeah. that's still very valid.
He knocked him down, huh?
Yeah,
You know,
mom, come off the
what were you
sideline.
doing? Mom, I was at practice. This late? They got y'all running this late?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? But yeah. So you and kind of explain that. It's different. You know, dealing with moms and football and the contact environment. How you relate to, let them know their baby boy is okay.
Well, I'll tell you this: the dynamics of the game are changing in the sense where, like, I'm in a weighted program, and Chester's in an unlimited program, and it looks like from everything that I'm seeing and everything I'm hearing, folks are going to go unlimited. So now all of a sudden you've got bigger kids, maybe stronger kids, faster kids. Now they're all the same age, but that's the first thing parents say. You get out of the car, 'cause we don't have buses, but so we get out the car, we end up in the field, and then the first thing they look at, oh my God, look how big they are. So, oh yeah, and this is the first year that we actually did 14 and under, and it was a culture shock for me personally. The first game we played, I looked across the field and was like, wow, this won't last long. I mean, I won't mention the team, but they were huge. Not only were they huge, they were aggressive. And then the way the rules are situated, like you had to be 14 and under, but you could turn 15 in, let's say, August 1st. So you could be 14, turning 15.
A 15-year-old is a sophomore in high school.
Right.
Well, in some situations.
Yeah.
Well, all
I
things
was a
being
sophomore.
equal,
I was
Right.
all
right,
things being
right,
equal, I'm
right,
not going to
right.
get into whether you started school early or late.
Right.
All
Right,
things
right,
being
right,
equal,
right.
this is where you should be at. But
Take the age, subtract 5, you get your grade.
right. Well, I mean, the first thing the parents said, well, coach, are they legit? They got birth certificates.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, they got birth certificates. Well, we're not quitting. That's what we're not going to do. So we went ahead.
But I think the unlimited allows the kids who are going to be an offensive lineman to be offensive linemen.
Correct.
And I think for a lot of programs that struggle at the high school level is because they get a kid at 16 years old that's not been in a 3-point stance. He doesn't have he hasn't fired out yet. So a lot of times now that you play unlimited, it lets your kid that's kind of bigger say, okay, I'm gonna be a guard or a tackle in high school. I can start learning my craft here at 14 years old.
Or
So-
8.
or 8 years
10.
old, or 10, yeah. So I've been pulling, I've been knowing how to get my head across. I know that if I'm going to block a linebacker, I don't fire out where he is. I fire out where he's going to be and cut him off if we're running to the left. So we have all those situations.
that sounds great till that offensive lineman shows up as the fullback or the halfback. Because we played a team. This kid was huge. He was huge. We scouted him. Scouted him. You know what I mean?
You were videotaping?
So we had the tape.
Practice?
No,
You was recording practice?
No, man. We got the word on the kid. They didn't have a lot of athletes. They had 1 or 2 good players, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So we get down there. They hand the ball off to a kid looks like my lineman. Nobody wants to tackle him. He scored about 3 times.
Yeah.
And so after the game, we shaking hands and everything. And I'm like, because the guy was my frat brother. And I said, yo, where'd y'all get this kid from? We heard about every other kid except this kid. He said, yeah, he was on the line last week, coach. I was like, oh, okay. But again, you want to teach the bigger kids. But when they're lining up playing fullback, it's that mom. Well, how old is he? Well, man, we checked all the paperwork. We have certification. These kids are just not showing up. When we had these league meetings and things of that nature, all these kids are being verified.
Right.
But that is life too. Like sometimes there's going to be obstacles. You gotta come to the challenge and see what happens.
Okay, so when the mom takes the kid off the team, then what? And that's what I had.
See, the mom. See, that's the whole point. Like
You dealing with moms.
Yeah.
The dad's not there. You're dealing with the mom. My kid's not playing this week. We played an unlimited team. My kids were 7, 8, and 9. That team was 8U. Mom pulled me right to the side. My kid's not playing today.
So it's not happening. Huh?
I said, yo, your kid's older than him. He's not playing today.
I thought the monkeys don't run the zoo.
Hey, man, she's a good paying customer.
Oh.
She actually pays her registration fee and on time. So you know what I told her? Oh, your kids ain't got to play today. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Hey, we talked about being in that position, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make decisions.
Yeah.
Business decisions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's $200 right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We talked about being in that space, man.
But no, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, if that's where it goes and that's what people want to do, like I'm all for it. We'll just have to adjust. But size does matter. Mm-hmm. It definitely does, and it.
Well, that was the potential for a lot of my cousins not playing bigger, guys that we couldn't play weight league because we were too heavy. Like we couldn't play football. Right. So guess what we're doing? Tackle on the street unsupervised. So I mean, that's exactly what we were playing.
Probably getting concussed.
Oh yeah.
There's no liability in that. You know what I mean? You go out there.
I went my first 7th grade Central. That's when I went out and played.
But you think about that's what we see in the suburbs is different because they have middle school football. Mm-hmm. So you figure 6, 7, and 8. That's more of a city phenomenon because they don't have middle school football. They don't offer it. But yeah, you are when you playing weighted ball. You are unfortunately you are singling out certain kids. But it's not like they can't play. They're just going to play at a later age.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, that looks like it's going to change.
Yeah. I mean. I've been trying to get this guy to see unlimited weight football forever, man.
Can't see it.
When we went unlimited weight, it was 2015, and we were actually in 2 leagues at the time. We were playing in a league down here, unlimited weight, and we were playing in Delco League at the same time. Game on Saturday, game on Sunday, and we would win most of the Saturday games, which were the weighted games, or the Delco games, the unlimited games. It was a culture shock. And I even had coaches in my program. One quit.
Wow.
The other one said, yo, man, we ain't ready for this. We can't do this. It was rough, except for one team. It was rough for the first year. And then we started adjusting. We started picking these kids up. Kids that wouldn't even, as I've been trying to tell Greg, kids that wouldn't even venture to come over to the field and play because they already know they can't play for weight purposes. Now they'll come. Mm-hmm. And then there's more. There's more out there. But it was an adjustment, and I understand. My parents were the same way. Just that we couldn't allow the monkeys to run the zoo. We're gonna get out here and we're gonna play. And I say this a lot, and it sounds redundant. I took an 80-pound team of 8-year-olds and ranked 3rd in the nation in the unlimited weight league. 80 pounds. I only had one kid on my team that was over 80 pounds. One.
Damn.
And I played against jokers that had linemen at 8 years old over 100 pounds. Wow, you know what I mean? It came down. Everything came down to coaching. They were dogs too, though. Like they didn't care how big you were. It was
right.
There was always 9 guys
right.
on my defense that I know was gonna come in and get on that tackle. They were dogs like that. But it comes down to coaching and caliber. You know, the caliber of kids you have. So, I mean, it's not going to change. Unlimited weight football is becoming what it is.
The new norm.
Weight of football is going to become a total thing of the past.
It is. It's sad, but it is. I just think, from what I saw this year, folks just went out and got the biggest kids. Like when you're all the same size and the same age, in and around the same age, you got to coach.
Right.
You just can't hand the ball off to the biggest kid and then nobody can tackle him and he runs down the field and he scores a touchdown and you just do that 10 times and the game's over. When they're all the same age, the same weight, or in and around the same weight, you have to coach. And now I see guys that are they're not really coaching. They're just relying on these big kids to win these games. And but hey, that's what it is. I'm telling. And you know what? I mean, you got a coach, but they're not. They're not. You turn around and hand a ball to a guy we can't tackle.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is that to figure out?
Yeah.
Soon as Derek goes off tackle and 3 kids jump on his back and he doesn't go down, who are you gonna get the ball to?
There's your problem right there. Why are you on his back? You still got coach.
Because they're probably scared to employ the proper technique of tackling. You know what I mean? To me, it's no rules of engagement. I mean, we teach the proper technique, but at the end of the day, the joker got to go down. You got to go down. Yeah. But I mean, it's just something like you said, it's something that we have to adjust to because that's what it is now. But again, I mean, folks always you think about New England cheating. Little League is worse. They just go up to the line. They'll get all the oldest kids. Now they're getting all the biggest kids. I mean, what's next?
Yeah.
Oldest and the biggest.
Right, the oldest and the biggest. I mean, where does
But
it?
you gotta take them down though. You gotta win.
But where does
that's
this?
life.
I mean, where does it stop?
Yeah.
I just want my kid to learn how to play football.
Right.
I just want to teach him. I don't want him to be scared. I want him to get out on the field. You know what I mean? Instead of get out of the car like, Coach, I ain't playing today.
Yeah.
I had a kid do that. Looked at the team's helmet, Coach, I'm not playing today.
If somebody's 80 pounds and somebody's 150, it's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a real problem. I mean,
You know, that's 70 pounds.
yeah.
So
We'll see moving forward. But thank you. I want to jump into and thank you guys. I'm gonna have you down. We're gonna do a coaches roundtable. That's a good topic about weighted, non-weighted, and just everything that involves around youth sports today. I think it's just an awesome thing what you guys doing. I just want to thank you guys both for working with the youth. I mean,
me too, man.
Definitely,
Hey,
definitely. If it wasn't for you guys, man, so many kids get a positive reinforcement and a positive action.
they need it
especially
much.
with males,
They need it now more than ever. You know what I
Definitely,
mean? With all these distractions.
So
out here,
cool. I want to jump into NCAA. Wiseman. I don't know if you guys familiar with James Wiseman was going to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
He was suspended by the NCAA. Then they reinstated him. Said he can play in January, but he had to pay this money back that he got from Penny Hardaway because they said Penny Hardaway was a booster at the time when he moved him to Memphis to play high school basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said, "Look, man, forget about this." He said, "I'm not playing for Memphis. Ain't no reason to risk injury. I'm gonna stay home and work and get ready, and I'll most likely be the first pick in the NBA draft."
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
I don't blame you.
Call the business decision. That's what it is.
That's
I
it.
mean, why get hurt? I mean, if you know that you're going to be selected, in the top 5, heck, as long as you go in the first round, you got guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So, why go out there and get hurt? You're going out there playing basketball, football, whatever, for college, and you're making them millions of
Billions.
dollars.
It's $1 billion industry.
It is.
Right.
It is.
It's billions.
And you're not getting it. You're getting a free education, though. I'll tell you that. And that's a $100,000 education that he wouldn't be able to afford normally if he didn't have the athletic prowess that he had. But it's a business decision. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just trying to figure out how he got that 10 racks.
Oh, that was easy.
I mean,
Penny. gave it to him.
Nobody said nothing about it. I want who figured that out? Was that on
When they
camera?
moved him, the money that he moved to Memphis to help him out.
Well, where is he from?
He wasn't from Memphis.
I got you.
No, he
Got
was
you.
from-
I didn't know the whole story. I just saw the clip.
He wasn't Nashville. He was from Nashville.
Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
from Nashville.
You needed 10 racks to get to Memphis?
Well, that's another
What's it,
point.
about an hour?
I mean, I think more,
But it's more about moving and getting making sure that they're comfortable and the place they were they're going to play.
Probably grew
Well,
up in
I
the
think
hood.
I think where the discrepancy was once you donate a certain amount of money,
to the university.
you labeled as a booster.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Penny donated some like $250,000. So
Yeah,
now he's not allowed
Right.
to give
Now he's
anybody
the coach,
money.
yeah.
Got you.
and let's
We
not-
could all day. We could have
Right.
said, here, go, and nothing ever happened. But because he was a coach,
Right.
I mean, because he was a booster,
Right.
that's where they came
I
down.
mean,
But
we can't act. Penny knew better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he ain't playing blue chip.
Yeah.
well, that was the thing. He probably was like, it's only 10,000,
But here,
and that's
Well,
where
to
he
him,
was.
I mean, that's
right.
not even a game check.
Right.
Or
it's
a
right
whole
in the
game
face,
check.
though. So the kid gets penalized for someone being nice enough
hmm
to give his family money to move to go to school, and the school suspends him, and then they say, "You kid, you give us the money." Where's he supposed to get this money? Then?
Yeah, that's what I said. But he couldn't do a
saying?
GoFundMe. Like he
Right,
couldn't like
right.
he couldn't do a GoFundMe.
Right.
See, what happened was they got him there to play high school ball, and then he went to the University of Memphis on Penn because Hardaway, like Memphis had a great recruiting class.
Right.
Right.
And as soon as I saw Memphis recruiting class, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, they're throwing them dollars around. Like
We know that.
What'd you say,
when
Sue?
Calipari was there? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, oh, they got him, and him.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
all
there's,
right.
there's no reason to go to Memphis. That's not a blue blood. So
Yeah.
I'm going to Memphis. Who?
hmm
Why?
So now we got the radar on you. Let's
Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
find out what's happening. But listen, as far as him deciding he wants to go to the pros, look, man, he came there probably to get fine-tuned this 1 year, and he was going anyway. So
Right.
he might not ever get an education,
And
not
that's
saying
scary.
that he's not, not saying that he won't, but last I checked, if somebody got $50 million in your face and you are 18 or 19 years old,
I'm taking $50 million.
Mom and dad better be ready to just move with you to babysit you. That's all. That's because why would you come back to college? Like,
well, you're going to college to better yourself to get a better economic opportunity.
Right.
Now,
That's the goal. That's the goal.
So what college degree gets you $50 million?
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
You got the degree.
It's the opportunity to
What?
to get that. Dude, you have to be in that limelight. You have to be in that aura. Somebody has to hear about you. So high school is not enough because you can't jump from high school to the pros anymore. That day's over. So you have to go somewhere to show your skills.
Not when you 7 foot.
And you the man. They know who's going.
Right.
Oh yeah,
they know.
Max, you do a year. You can do a year now. We see it right now. Like he could have left out this year. He didn't have to go to Memphis.
Basically, you're doing a half year of college because
you
do the first semester to be eligible for the whole basketball season.
Right.
Then after that, you on chill mode.
Yeah.
I'm getting drafted. I'm good. But I mean, the scary thing about it is, he's gonna get all this money, and the question is, he's not gonna be able to deal with it.
Well, here's the thing.
problem.
But what I've noticed, and I don't know if I followed the NBA draft, and we had this discussion on this team now. That's not the situation. These are not hardship cases with a lot of these kids.
Right.
A lot of these kids in this NBA draft, like the kid that went to Villanova, but the Sixers drafted and traded to Phoenix, their parents played in the league. Their moms are VPs, and it was a upper middle class African American input in that first round of the draft.
You said he went to Villanova, right?
Yeah.
So he had to be a little bit smart to get in there, right?
Oh, definitely.
Right.
I know the kid. He played my own place.
That kid went to Great Valley.
Yeah. So
he didn't come from.
And that's how a lot of the kids that went in the first round were in that situation. They're like, we've made business decisions to get you into this opportunity. So it wasn't like the part where they were like, okay, we're a hardship case. It wasn't like 12 Allen Iversons up there. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were like hardcore families that, no, we're making a business decision. Yeah, we knew he's only going to be here for 2 years. We knew he was going to be here a year and a half. And we got the portfolio together. We're not even spending any of this money. We're just going to live off our endorsement money.
Right.
So I mean that's the big thing. It's a money move now because they know this is $1 billion industry. And if you look at the NCAA championship game coming on 9 o'clock with like 5 concerts before it, they're not crazy. They know where all that money's going. And who's it go to? Like, you're getting $1 billion in TV revenue that doesn't trickle down to the players that people were trying to see. Right. So they're not like, I'm not going to be here 4 years for that. I'll do what I have to do, then draft me, and I'll take my chances. I'll take that first check of about 15, 16 million guaranteed, and I think I can make it out of life like that, and then I get my second one.
I'm telling
the problem is at 21 and $20 million is not enough. That's the problem. I mean, do the math. Is it $1 million a year?
Who's it not enough for?
What do you mean? Not enough. Well, let's think about it logistically.
Hold on. If you give me $21 million now.
No. How old are you?
I'm 50.
That's right. You have a different mindset than a kid 21.
Well, that's what I said.
I might not have that mindset when they get $20 million.
But I promise you.
No, once you get it, you need the babysitter. That's why I said the babysitter got to go with you.
The babysitter might be in your pocket.
Because a lot of people hit the lottery and they broke.
And they broke.
They 38, 39.
But it's the reason why they're broke. I mean, if you think about it, let's say you walked away at 20 years old with $20 million cash. Forget the taxes, forget all that other stuff, because that's taken away from the money that you had. So if you got $20 million at 20 years old, right? That's making $1 million a year for 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's $500,000 for 40 years, right? Simple math. So you buy a house, you buy a car, you buy your mother a house, you buy your dad a house. Okay, this money starts disappearing. Oh, let me go shopping. Now, I'm not going to go shopping by myself. I'm going to go with my boys.
Yeah, because you're 20.
Right, because you're 20. So you're not equipped to manage the money that you're going to get.
Oh, you need some help. Yeah.
You do need some help. And then you might get your parents who never dealt with that kind of money in their life. So they don't know what to do
either.
either.
The average person never did.
Right, so they don't know what to do either.
Right.
So you wonder why they end up back where they started from. Because they're not equipped. So that's the reason
But I'll take my chances.
I'll take my chances too. For sure. Yeah. For sure. I will definitely take my chances.
I just want to put this out here. If anybody wants to do an experiment where they give a 20-year-old $25 million and a 50-year-old $25 million and see where we end up 10 years from now, let me know. Email, you get my Facebook account, let me know, because I like to be a part of that longevity study.
That study would be phenomenal. But I mean, the problem is, like I said, these kids they're not equipped, and most people, or not equipped to
Nah,
deal with
not
it
at
unless
all.
your last name ends in Kennedy
if
or
you
Rockefeller.
didn't come from that, you don't know that. You know,
You think about it. It's scary. So somebody pays you $20 million. Now, I went to a state school, small state school down south.
Virginia State.
VSU,
shout them out.
Yeah,
VSU
no doubt. Trojans. Yeah. So, somebody gives you that kind of money. What are you gonna do?
Do what 20-year-olds do unless you have a babysitter.
Right. You're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money.
But I think it's what you come down to is opportunity. You know, it's like you're 20 years old. You're about to get the money. You don't say to yourself, "Oh, you know what? I'm staying in school because things can happen while you in school."
Right.
And then you can't get the money at all.
Right,
you know?
right. You got to get the money. You definitely got to get the money.
money.
But you got to have people around you,
You have
to be able to manage that money.
Absolutely.
Other
You
than
better
that,
better have them around.
Other
to
than that,
manage
you're in
that
trouble.
money. Yeah.
Because then, you get the accountants and stuff like that. Oh, we need you to invest in this. We need you to invest in that. You don't know anything about investments.
Well, it was a few, and this would be the type of dad I would be if that was my son. I think the name Ryan Howard comes to mind, where his checks were coming in healthy. Mm-hmm. So his parents was cutting him they was like, listen, okay, you only need, and they might have been giving him $10,000.
Yeah,
so they could, but that's, think about it though.
What makes them qualify? Mom and dad, I don't know, was mom a lawyer or something like that?
They might have been funny.
I don't know.
But okay, so wait, you make $200,000-$300,000 a year. This check that you just got, your first check was what, $30-something thousand game check. You don't know what to do with that money.
Right.
I can't go to you. I can't lean on my parents.
Right.
You don't even know what to do with that money.
Yeah.
But most of these professional organizations have people in place at this point to try to help these rookies not blow it. Shout out to Lamar Campbell, rookie liaison for Chicago Bears.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Chester native.
Yep.
And it's kind of what his job
Play for
is.
Detroit.
You'll see him on the sideline. Shout out to Ronell Williams too.
Coach, come on.
Shout out to Ronell Williams too. But they put these guys in these kids' lives and put counselors around them, even pastors, all kinds of people around them to kind of slow that down.
Are they working for free?
Nah.
Oh, so you got to pay them.
But the organization pays them.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck about it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know.
Hey, listen,
I don't know. I don't know where you learn that.
No, the organization is paying these people to do it because it behooves them to keep the athletes engaged and around longer.
Yeah.
For longevity reasons.
This is my thing, and this is where kids don't have the mindset, right? Someone paid you $20 million. Now, like I said, I went to a state school, Virginia State in the house, right? If someone's paying you $20 million, they're making 3 times the money that they're paying you. That's economics. That's economics 101.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I'm rich.
100 times.
Oh, I'm rich. No, you're not rich because you're working for somebody. You may be richer than the average person.
Yeah.
But you don't have generational wealth. And that's the point that we're missing.
I'm visualizing you saying this and a 20-year-old looking at
They
you
don't
like
hear
you're
that.
speaking in another language.
Right.
Though.
They don't want to hear that. Yeah, I mean, they want to listen to that. I guess they call it rap now. I don't know what that is. I don't listen to it. But
I know. Who's it? I'm trying to seem cool.
I can't even tell you.
Baby Boy?
I'll tell you what.
Baby?
I'll tell you
I
what.
don't know.
They tell you about.
I'm trying to throw names out there and try to.
It's a baby boy out there for sure.
Listen, they tell you smoke this, drink that, and they don't do none of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's your problem right there. Look who you listening to. And my dad used to say it all the time. That ain't rap, that's crap. And I'm like, Dad, this is the latest. What are you talking about? As a 48-year-old man, I understand now. And these kids, I feel for them because they think, oh, I just got $20 million. No, the owner is probably making $100 million.
But he's making billions.
Right.
But
we did the math early in the season, the very first season, off the TV revenue. Off just the TV revenue. We're not talking about what you own in your stadium, the license and tickets. Off the TV revenue, after you pay the player salaries, every team, because it's a salary cap,
right?
Every team has a $90 million win.
Okay, so have you ever heard
and that's just off the TV money. That's just off the TV money.
Think about, have you ever heard a player say anything about that? No, they just accept that check and they keep it pushing because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they can't do anything. Even
no,
if
you
they
can't
like,
do anything.
which they getting paid to work.
They are. I mean,
And it's a
I'll do the
beautiful
work.
salary. Yeah,
It
it
that's
is
what
a
I'm saying.
beautiful salary, but I mean, somewhere in the back of your mind, you got to think, well, I'm Tobias Harris. I got $170 million, and it's guaranteed, and the owner can pay for this. Well, how much is he making?
Yeah. And it's crazy, but
It's,
that's
yeah.
Well, that's a lot of those owners. That's their one business. They got like
Right.
a whole
Right.
bunch of
I
other
mean,
businesses going on.
It just seems like we're just not equipped.
it's a lot of money up here.
It is.
Yeah.
When we're not equipped to deal with
crazy.
it.
It's like
Nah,
no.
nobody is.
the income disparity.
Yeah,
is
nobody
crazy.
is.
I want to jump into the NBA because the National Basketball Association. We talk a lot about football, but we get all over the board here. The National Basketball Association has put out some proposals on some changes. And here's what they're looking at. The NBA has sent out proposed changes to teams. 78-game regular season, a mid-season tournament, $1 million potential prize per player. They want to do this NCAA thing because they see how popular March Madness is. A play-in for the 7th and 8th seeds in each conference. Final Four NBA playoffs gets reseeded 1-4, regardless of conference. If passed, we could see a West to West or East to East team NBA final. Huge news. What do you guys think about this? What's your opinion?
The mid-season tourney is a money grab. I'm gonna pay you $1 million. Suppose I blow out my knee, like the who was the kid? Was it Paul George who hit the
Right.
basketball stanchion out there?
Yeah.
Was out the whole year
Yeah.
playing for the Olympics. I'm not showing up. I'm not showing up for that. For what? I got $170 million guaranteed. I guess you can when your money is guaranteed. I guess you can. But that's a money grab. They see the NCAA making a lot of money.
Right.
I'm gonna pay you $1 million. So here we go again. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sign up and play for that. If they paying me $1 million, how much are they making? It should be some revenue sharing with that. You know what I mean? How much money came in? How much money came in?
Now the NBA is great for that. Like the players
Now, I wonder
do
if this
get
will be
a
in lieu-
large percent of the revenue.
I wonder if this will be in lieu of the All-Star game. Because a lot of guys play an All-Star game. If you get, I wonder if this mid-season thing. I'm not allowed to talk about that, but it's be interesting.
It would be, but it's all tied to money.
Money, yeah.
I wonder if it's
Absolutely.
driven by the bookies.
There you go.
I don't know.
You know,
But I
got
know
their hand in there.
like always, like they need a shake up.
Right.
Something because load management, whatever. But I always like the fact that they should do a tourney for the NBA anyway, because if the positive in the NCAA tourney is there are 64 teams, well, it's 66 now, or something like that, right?
Yeah, 62
Now they wanted-
playing.
So
Yeah, they
so
wanted- yeah.
every NBA team could be in a tournament, all 32 of them. So whoever ends with the best record, they the number one seed. The bottom 16, y'all can play. The bottom line is what I'm trying to get to is it'll last just as long as the playoffs if you do it.
Money. Where are you playing these games at?
Where they got home courts.
No, I'm just saying like the
Mid-season.
the tournament, like the NCAA tournament.
I guess you'll go like
Go and play.
Nah,
mid-season record. Who was the best record that have the home field advantage?
It's
Yeah.
gotta be
Whoever
somewhere
got
that-
whoever got the best record and worst record, y'all in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Now you could do the first team.
But
number one seed plays the number 16 seed.
Yeah.
Y'all could do a 3-game, and that can be from you play 3 games and you can do 3 games in 4 days because they
Yeah.
do it now. They do
Yeah.
Thursday. I mean, what was it? Thursday, Friday,
back-to-back,
and
yeah.
then do Friday and was it
Yeah, one
Friday,
plays
Sunday?
16 and one plays
Yeah.
8.
So how many rounds you got?
Yeah.
What you gonna have 5 rounds? That's the playoffs
rounds.
anyway. They
Yeah.
can
It's
get
5
that done.
games.
Yeah, but if you
Right.
think about it, I'm an owner. I got we got home court advantage, so we're gonna get 7 games, all the way through.
But I think the whole
Or
thing
at
about
home.
it, but
I'm
you got to
losing
tie
money.
this up. It's not about more $1 million. I think they should tie it to if you get to the playoffs, if you win the tournament, you got home field advantage no matter what's left. Like make it heavy or something like that. Make it worthwhile if you're playing. Because $1 million to these cats is
It's
like
nothing. It's not $1 million. It's $600,000 after your uncle,
Like-
not my uncle, but your uncle shows up. With his hand in the cookie jar to get that 35-40%.
Right.
So $600,000. Come on, man, $600,000. That's a night out on the town for some of these jokers.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So You know,
yeah, I think they, if they did a tourney, I think they won't lose anything. I just, because now everybody participates, and then we can see other teams end up playing other teams. Like once you part of the West, you can't play the East.
Yeah.
So if you throw them out the top, records, then now the Lakers can play Brooklyn. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You just do it instead of saying East West. Now I gotta wait to play because think about it. Once sometimes the championship is played by the two best teams that's in the same conference.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the championship.
Well, that's what
But
they're
then
trying to
you
do
win.
with
Then you win and you go to play the Eastern Conference West, and then you sweep them 4-0.
Right.
Well, we already saw the championship because it was 4-3. Remember?
Right,
So
the game before. Yeah, but I
Right.
mean, if you jumble them all up, you figure, you take the how many teams make the playoffs?
30. Well, 16. Yeah, 18.
16. So you like odd even all the way down.
Right.
You we don't care who you play. We gonna line them up.
Right.
And we just
Right.
gonna see them that way and just throw
There
them
you
into
go.
the pot.
There you go.
That might be a
that's
be
what
a
I'm
better
saying.
deal
That's
right
what I'm
from
saying.
the, right from the
Right.
rip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because then anybody could win.
Exactly. And then we'll see matchups that we never
Normally wouldn't see.
Right.
Right.
So,
Right.
but hey, who am I,
We'll see how it goes.
I'll be the cheapest GM out.
Hey, I need 100,000 for that
I
thought.
want to jump in about this young man right now, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know if I pronounced it right. The Greek freak. But
How about that? That's easier.
Yeah, last night Milwaukee trashed the Lakers in Milwaukee. Giannis hit 5 threes and made the crown symbol on his head. Like he's the king now.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you guys think? Too soon?
Talk to me in playoff time. You know what I mean? You can be the king all you want during the regular season. Your name is made in the playoffs.
yeah.
Bottom line. And
This
that
is true.
In that sport, because we saw what happened to him last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He went home, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they were
favored, right? They were favored over
They
time.
were.
Was it Boston?
They were up 2-0 on Kawhi in Toronto,
Right.
and that
Oh,
third,
right.
that third game in Toronto went to overtime. Woo! You talk about a different situation, but the skills are developing. I mean, he dunks on your head, and now for the month of December he shot 43% from 3.
Yeah. He's putting in work.
He's
He's
putting in work.
putting
He's
in work.
clearly putting in. He's clearly putting in work. Now I wouldn't have made the crown gesture or whatever, but I guess he got caught up in the moment and hit the step back
Feeling
three.
Well,
he's really.
guess what? We can't deny that he was the king that night.
He was MVP.
that night.
So
he's defending MVP.
know.
He's defending it. Milwaukee feels a lot about like the Cleveland Cavaliers team with LeBron back in the day. Very good regular season team, but can you win a series? In the postseason. But it's interesting because he's averaging 31 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting up crazy, and he's starting to develop that outside shot because he's averaging 31 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Question: Who has the best record in the league?
Milwaukee.
Great. About how many games? One because they beat the Lakers.
I don't know. The Lakers dropped the 2. They
They
had 4 losses. Yeah.
Right. So it was just that's why that game was hyped so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, you make your money in June, man. I mean, you can do all you want in the regular season. That means nothing.
Yeah,
Show up in
definitely.
June, put a team on your back, and win a game. You know what I mean?
6-11.
Yeah, win a game. Win a
Yeah.
game in June when it counts.
Yeah.
When all the marbles are on the table.
Well, they'll see the Sixers on Christmas Day in Philly, the Bears. And I want to jump into those Philadelphia 76ers. You 76ers fan?
Absolutely.
So I want you guys take on the Philadelphia 76ers, and they started off slow and got hot, but they've lost a couple games in a row, and people have thrown this 2-3 zone on them.
Can't
Starting with
shoot.
Miami.
Can't shoot. That's the problem.
This 2-3 zone that they have thrown on the Sixers. What's the answer? Because you look at this starting lineup. Is there enough shooters in this starting lineup?
Nope.
Do you expect Elton Brand to make a move in the starting lineup? What do you think? What's your overall thought on these Philadelphia 76ers? Ben, defensively great, transition. He gets played, but half court, not so much. And you don't want to be, the latest thing is being a Ben hater or whatever. But
Right.
did you think that this lineup that they put together, because Richardson as a guard is a great guard when your other guard is a bucket getter scorer. Like he's the guard you pair up with a guy who can get you 29, 30 a night because he's going to play defense. He's going to do the dirty stuff. He's going to do all those things. What do you guys think? And they dropped a few games in a row here. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks without Luka last night.
Right.
They lost. The Miami Heat came back like y'all got us off a back-to-back, but I want to let you know that y'all blew us out because we was coming off a back-to-back. We come into Philly and stop your home win in Philly Street. And then I think they're going to play Washington tonight. I'm not sure. But the Wizards at home. So what do you guys think about the Sixers? And talk about, the future. Can they win without Ben Simmons having half-court offensive skills?
I mean, for me, real quick, when the playoff time comes around, it becomes a half-court game. And I'm looking around, I'm looking at the roster, I'm looking at the players. There ain't anybody can shoot the ball. So, that's why zones work. I mean, come on, man. I'm a football guy. Dabble in basketball a little bit, just a little.
Yeah.
I know enough just to be dangerous, I think.
Yeah.
But they put out a zone and nobody can shoot the ball. So if you can't shoot, clearly Elton Brand has a problem and he needs to be looking for somebody. I'm shocked they didn't get Anthony, but he doesn't play defense. But he can shoot.
You need to score, though.
You do need to score.
And it's not even, you need somebody who can get buckets, man. You need somebody that, and I think, and I don't like, to go back, Ben, because he does a lot of great things. But that max player at $158 million guaranteed, at one point, you got to be able to say, Coach, these 3 trips down the court on me. I'm going to get us a bucket. I'm going to get to the foul line. I'm going to bust a 3. I'm going to drive, get fouled.
Yeah. Listen, as far as the Sixers, and I said in the beginning, it's like they locked up a few dudes. Okay, it was we locked up Simmons. Can he shoot? Can Simmons shoot? Right? They locked him up. Can he shoot? No.
Okay.
Tobias Harris, is he a proven guy that we can go to on the perimeter? Is he a proven guy that we can go to? No. Richardson from Miami. Do we know about him? Like, is he proven? Like, where is he? They locked up 3 guys that we don't know if they can get buckets. We don't know. So they locked them up.
Yeah, I think, and it puts a lot of pressure on Tobias. Tobias has to be that elite scorer. He's got to be that guy that, like last night against Dallas, if he has an off night, it's over. Like,
well, that's it's
all you got is Embiid, and Embiid because their lineup, they start Embiid, they start Horford, and they start Simmons. That's 3 low post guys.
Right.
That's 3. There's nobody. So when you run a 2-3 zone, and the best 3-point shooters are Horford and Embiid's the best, and then you got Horford, and your point guard is not a 3-point shooter. So
I don't know.
There's congestion.
I don't know what kind of team has the 2 big men shooting better percentages than 3. Like, where does that? Is it me or I don't like? Where does that happen at when the guard play? The
guard
big
don't
men
shoot threes.
They shoot. They shoot better than the guards.
They shoot them. They at least shoot them.
But see, that's what I can't. That's the one that does it for me. So where are you going with that? What's going to happen is you're going to lose because of bad perimeter play. We already see this. This is with the picture. It's going to be because of perimeter play. You can't score. Nobody can score over there. Can any of those guards? Can Simmons, Tobias Harris, or Richardson guarantee you 20-something points a night? Can they do that? That's where it's going to come down to.
You know what? I'll tell you this, and my friend had great season tickets, and I got to get out and see the Sixers first time this year. And I didn't realize how big they were.
Yeah, they're talking. Yeah.
Oh my God! I looked
Oh, the
around.
size
They're
is
huge.
the size is not
was-
that's the
yeah.
plus. That's a plus.
Yeah. I mean, these guys. I mean, it's like the Goon Squad.
Oh, they
I
have
mean,
length. They have major length.
Right. I mean, but like you said, they can't
Perimeter
shoot.
play, man. It's perimeter
I mean,
play.
the next time Korkmaz, is that his name?
Yeah, Korkmaz,
If he
yeah.
jacks one up, look, man. I mean, you had a game-winning shot. You don't need to be shooting. We need to find
You
somebody.
overplay him, yeah.
I
I
just
think
don't-
somebody's going to be on a trading block.
I think the
it may be
Thibault kid is
Richardson.
the Thibault kid is
Nice.
yeah.
He's a defensive player.
He is.
And he shoots more than your point guard.
Yeah.
And threes, like, he has the confidence. And I just don't think that alignment when you bring Horford and Embiid and Simmons together, and now that the Miami threw that 2-3 zone on them, and everybody's going to duplicate it because Dallas did it last night.
Well, the problem is because the guys that play on the perimeter cannot shoot and they can't score. It lets MB even feel that he can do it because you can't.
Yeah.
Because think about it, if I shot threes and I could score over there and I was a threat to the other team, a big man automatically is going to think I need to hit these boards
Yeah.
because it's going up.
Right.
Yeah.
So why
got
am I
room.
going to even have that thought in my mind to go crash any boards for anybody when nobody out here is going to know? So maybe I need to step out here and shoot a couple. And because of his attitude, which we can't get mad at,
Right.
he makes them. He's shooting their shots.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's shooting their perimeter shots.
But my makeup on this, my thought on this, when we talk about the Philadelphia 76ers, I thought this lineup was put together on the emphasis that Ben Simmons was going to be a shooting point guard. Like he was going to come back this year
Nah.
and take shots.
I never thought that.
But you can't put this lineup together. You can't put a lineup together with 3 post players at the starter without thinking that.
Well,
that
yeah,
your
no.
point guard-
See, here's
without thinking your point guard is going to take the next step.
Well, here's the thing. This is where we at, and we talk about sports, and it doesn't matter at every level. When it's time to get that bag, it's all potential.
Yeah.
We think that this guy is going to be this, and they give him the bag.
Yeah.
Like
No,
nobody hit any jumpers. Nobody did. You cut these guys, gave them $170 and $158, and
man, what's name getting 120 something?
yeah. So it's like, wait a second, like
101 for what's the other guy? The Boston guy.
so now you
Horford?
lock them in. You lock them in, and nobody can shoot.
Well,
Like,
I'll tell you what happened is, we were all nervous about the shooting and everything, and then we played Miami, and it's one word that comes into my mind: coaching. Somebody looked at a tape. Look, here's what these guys they did it illegally for all what we know. I don't know. They looked at a tape. And said, hey, these guys can't shoot. Let's just play zone.
Yeah.
Let's forget about playing man. These guys will beat us off the dribble. They'll beat us to the whatever.
And I'll set some things up. Yeah.
Right. And I think, to a man, I mean, Brett Brown's coaching skills are being called into play. And I don't know if he's up to snuff to do the job.
But we always knew that you had that one guy as a zone buster. They want to sit down in the zone. We got a guy that's going to just kill you. All right, play zone. We're going to penetrate, kick,
Right.
bang. And you're going to come out that zone because we killing these threes.
that's where I'm coming from soon. Like,
We don't have
if
it.
you're a shooter, you are daring somebody to play a zone. And if they do try to play it, I'm gonna shoot you right out of it.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with that?
But you got to think this the NBA. When we start, come on. Zone now?
Hey,
Zone.
listen, go ahead. My thing is, play it if you want.
Right.
Go ahead. I dare you while I'm over here.
Right.
Wide open? Oh, you're going to play it for about 2 minutes, and you're going to be like, oh, damn, let's get out.
But is that coaching? Does that boil down to
Yeah.
coaching? Is somebody looking at the tape? I mean, okay, they snuck up on us. They threw us on at us. We weren't prepared for that. We went back. We got all these assistant coaches sitting around, hanging around or whatever. We break the tape down. Okay, what do we got to do?
I don't
You know what I mean?
think. I
Because
don't
if that's
think,
what you want to do, there's got to be something that I can do to defeat that. Because guess what? If zone was so great, everybody would do it.
But that right there is simple basketball. Right
It
there.
is.
If I'm a pro and I can shoot, and you play me in a zone, I'm going to shoot. Like, I don't need to coach that. The ball is coming. We know how to swing the basketball, and I'm gonna shoot it, and that's it. It's no.
It's like
now-
you play in college and high school. You see the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, I know my
You
spots.
can't
I
do
know where
this.
I'm gonna get the ball's gonna boom boom, and I'm gonna do it. Now
we gonna
they can't shoot, so
We're going to get somebody at the elbow at the foul line with
Yeah.
the ball. It
Right.
collapses. We swing it, kick it, bang.
listen. What coaches do is they put you in positions. That's what they do.
That's what I'm
You know?
saying. He's not earning his keep.
And
That's what I'm saying.
he shouldn't have to put you in a position on the perimeter to shoot a three. The coach shouldn't have to worry about. Not when you're a professional.
Well, think about it like this, and Charles will probably get on me. But the Clipper basketball team plays that press, right? And in high school, nobody can get around it. And in college, nobody can get around it. But you don't see it in the pros. Why? Because somebody looked at the tape, said, "Hey, this is what they want to do. This is."
And
what
we all
have
got
to do."
highly skilled players.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So I can't see how someone could be successful in the National Basketball League playing zone when I got coaches making millions of dollars and say, "Hey, man, this is all you got to do. You want to do this? Okay, this is all we got to do." And now I'm gonna come back to my team and I'm gonna employ to them what they need to do to be successful in the zone.
Right.
And he's not doing his job. You got beat one night with it. That's fine. Dallas came back. They watched the tape and did the same thing that Miami did, and what they beat them by yesterday, at least 15.
Yeah.
15, maybe 20.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
always
had 19
playing
in the
catch-up.
first quarter. He was going crazy.
Yeah. So
he was always playing catch up.
That's what I'm saying. But it's again, it boils down to coaching. You see it once.
Right.
Now you gotta
gotta
go
be
back to
some
the-
type of
Right.
adjustment. You got to make
Right.
adjustment.
And Elton Brand's got to be kicking himself, saying, we don't have a shooter.
Yeah.
We got to go get a shooter. I don't care where you get him from.
Yeah.
We just
'cause
got to get a shooter.
Listen, once we know,
Right.
the world knows.
The world, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And now people are talking about the Sixers differently now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before it was, the Sixers were up there, one of the upper echelon teams.
Now after the last 3 weeks, and they said wait till Christmas.
25 games. I always say 25
But they
games.
only played 12 games together.
Yeah.
The starters,
Right,
the
right.
quote unquote starters.
Mhm.
The what you had flashed up. They only
Right.
played because I heard that the other day. I was like, wow, they only played 12 games. Load management.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
new thing.
So we shall see Christmas. They play the Freak. We'll see how that goes. And
They got a long list of games. 5
Yeah.
games Christmas Day.
Woo!
Is that on the road? They got to.
No, it's in Philly.
It's in
2:30.
Philly? Okay.
2:30. Yeah, definitely in Philly. 2:30. Yeah, they match up well against Milwaukee, but it'll be interesting to see
They do.
how this 2-3 zone fills out moving forward. But hey, fellas, I want to thank you for coming down. Charles Thompson, Greg James.
Appreciate
great
you
show,
guys, man. Appreciate
great
you.
insight. Look up the Chester Panthers. Look up the Derby Monarchs. If you want to get your kids involved with 2 great programs in the city of Chester and in the Derby area, I would definitely advise you to look these guys up. Because definitely get your kids out there, get them involved.
Got
get
that
'em
youth
moving,
movement.
Get them moving, get them grooving, get them out there, definitely doing things. And to everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy
Merry
Hanukkah, Happy
Christmas.
Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. Happy holidays. I plan to eat a lot on Christmas because I'm doing
Oh, yeah.
cooking.
Yeah.
So I know what's on
so yeah.
So I know what's on the menu.
So you digging in before
Yeah,
you
yeah.
even. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I see you.
My cousin Greg Stewart, caterer. He doing my cakes this year. Look up G Stewart Catering. He definitely get it in. But yo, definitely, guys, I want to thank you. And we'll
thank
be
you.
back next week. And look, I'll have you down. We're gonna do a coaches roundtable. Definitely, we're gonna sit down and talk about and try to get some solutions to these hard questions out there. And we're gonna get Greg in the weighted league too. Like we're gonna get
You
him
mean
up there.
unlimited? That's
Unlimited.
I want to stay in weighted.
Get him doing the unlimited stuff. But we're out. Peace. Talk
Peace,
to you.
peace. Later.
Man, I'm gonna apologize, man. I feel like I had a